In 1960, a brand new sound hit the FM airwaves here in Pittsburgh when WAMO radio went on the air. WAMO combined the music of Motown with a unique trio of on-air personalities to become one of the hottest radio stations in town. Recently, in an attempt to recall the good old days and to celebrate their 25th anniversary, WAMO held a silver-studded celebration, and Maggie Stewart decided to go along and join in the fun.
Do you remember this?
The Four Tops have been singing hit songs for over 30 years. They were one of the original Motown recording artists. And in Pittsburgh, it was WAMO that first played the Motown sound.
Well, I know one thing, WAMO's helped us stay in the business. We do anything we can for WAMO. I wish we could come back and do it again. God bless you, WAMO. Keep on 106.
WAMO FM started as a small community radio station right here in Homestead, across from the high-level bridge. But with DJs like Bill Powell, Sir Walter Raleigh, and Porky Chedwick behind the mic, FM 106 soon became a big sound in Pittsburgh.
The daddy-o of the radio, the boss man, you better pushing Papa. Pork the torque, Porky Chedwick.
Porky Chedwick always wanted to be on the radio, and a small station in his hometown was the place to start. But he knew he had to be a little different to compete with the powerhouse stations downtown.
Jams and Smuckers.
And I was different. I went on the air with this is the daddy or the radio, and the lights lit up for a week. They can't even pronounce radio.
Well, Porky knew just what he was saying, but he didn't really know what he was starting.
Yeah, I was the dapper rapper of my days many, many years ago when I initially went into radio.
His teenage listeners loved his new, cool sound. And when Porky left the studio to do a remote broadcast at the Stanley Theater, his fans filled the streets to see Pork the Torque.
A half hour before I was into the show, we had a couple of thousand people on the street. And then this excited me. Then when I got on the show, I said, man, you've got to come downtown. The boss man's down here. Everything's happening.
It was one of the biggest crowds Pittsburgh had ever seen. And in 1961, Billboard magazine named the daddy-o of the radio the #1 disc jockey in the country. During the 60s, WAMO really established itself as a station for the community. The call letters were seen on billboards all over town, and the WAMO-mobile brought the music and the DJs right to the listeners.
This has really been a special year for WAMO. The station and the Sheridan Broadcasting Company in 1985 moved into their new, modern facility. And FM 106 invited Pittsburghers to take part in the celebration of their silver anniversary.
This summer, WAMO held picnics in the parks, and everyone was invited to enjoy a relaxing afternoon.
It's a good idea for people to come out, meet some new people. It's a lot of fun.
I'll say right now, the WAMO's best they've been in a long time. So they'll celebrate the 25th in the right fashion.
Like the music they play, it's easy to dance to. Sitting in traffic, it's enjoyable to listen to.
The disc jockeys are really lively, and they're not boring, and they pretty much keep you, on your toes.
It's about the best music I've ever heard. WAMO's about the best I've ever heard.
They play like the latest songs, good songs that I like to hear.
Actually, we try to research the market and see what people want to hear. And we keep a close watch on our request lines and see what people are asking for. And we try to play, the music that the people want to hear. Hits.
John Anthony is on the air weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m., and he's the station's music director.
Basically, we are a music station, so people tune us in to hear music. So that's what we focus in on most.
We're all aboard the Gateway Party Liner to celebrate WAMO's 25th anniversary. And it looks like these 106 listeners can really party in style.
Under the sparkle of the city's lights, the silver anniversary celebration sailed along the river, and all the elements for a good party were on board. Lots of partying Pittsburghers, live music, plenty of food, and the fun of meeting those familiar radio voices made the Silver Anniversary Cruise a party to remember.
For 25 years of good listening, we salute WAMO. Yeah!
Thanks, Maggie. And by the way, WAMO's 25th anniversary celebration continues with more on-air giveaways and contests. And all of us here at Evening Magazine would like to wish them a very happy 25th. Hope you have many more. Next up on Evening, John Sanders will join us to share the highlights of his recent trip to Japan.